1957 till 1986. Chief Petty Officer Mike Sontag, who served in the United States Navy from 1966 till 1972. Lance Corporal Rich Tochi served in the United States Marine Corps from 1967 till 1973. Corporal Bruce Carlson served in the United States Marine Corps from 1969 till 1975. And Sergeant First Class Sterling Tilley, who served in the United States Army from 1971 until 1973, and again from 1991 till 1995. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2015 Celebration Veterans Color Guard. Give them a round of applause. Next, we would like to introduce you to Colonel William McChesney, who served in the U.S. Air Force Corps and the U.S. Air Force from 1941 until 1975, and Staff Sergeant John Colacchio, who served in the U.S. Army from 1943 until 1946. Now, right now, we want to take a moment to acknowledge these two special veterans you see before you. Colonel McChesney and Staff Sergeant Colacchio were part of the 70th anniversary ceremonies in Normandy, where they both received the French Legion honor for their actions on D-Day and the consequential liberation of France. Now listen, Bill was shot down. He was shot down on D-Day and became a prisoner of war. And he later escaped while on a transport train to Germany. John went on to participate in the Battle of the Bulge, where he was wounded in combat. We are forever grateful for what they did for us in war and what they did in the peace that followed and their return from the battlefield. Let their uncommon valor be forever remembered on this and every 4th of July as we celebrate our nation's birthday. Please give both of these guys a round of applause. Next up, we have Flight Officer Tony Gallego, who served in the United States Army Air Corps and United States Air Force from 1943 until 1945. Staff Sergeant Gary Garofalo, who served in the U.S. Marine Corps from 1949 until 1953. Captain Alex Morton served in the U.S. Army from 1952 until 1963. Corporal Robert Bates, who served in the United States Army from 1953 until 1955. Private First Class Gaetano Petrigliano, who served in the United States Army from 1955 until 1962. Specialist Third Class John Ritchie, who served in the United States Army from 1956 until 1958. Damage Control Chief Bob Metz served in the United States Air Force from 1965 until 1971 and the United States Navy from 1973 until 1993. Sergeant George Long served in the United States Army from 1965 until 1968. Colonel Bruce Gillette served in the United States Air Force from 1967 until 1997. Lieutenant Colonel Jack McLaughlin served in the United States Air Force from 1970 until 1993. Staff Sergeant Gary Smith served in the United States Army from 1970 until 1976. Petty Officer Second Class Jay Guzman served in the United States Navy from 1983 until 1988. And Major Chad R. Black, MD, served in the United States Air Force from 2005 until 2012. And right now, if there are any visiting veterans in our audience today, please raise your hands right now so we can show